Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian from Kingdom Hearts Cross Nation, and as you probably have seen from the thumbnail and like the title of this video, okay, I got a very exciting, or at least for me it's exciting, a very interesting and exciting video for today, guys, which is going over the consecutive challenge that we have for this week. I had so much fun doing this because I just love Chicken Little so much, okay? And not because of Chicken Little himself, but because of what he does, because he's just so, he's so low-key good, okay? He's one of those medals that a lot of people would just throw away and think that he's just garbage, okay? And I've seen comments like that, and I'm just like, you don't know what you're talking about. But no, like Chicken Little is one of those medals that's just like super fucking good if you know how to use him properly. And when to use him too. Like, he's just so good. Anyways, okay. I want to go over this today. So, the main thing about this video, so the main topic for today's video is we're going to be going over stage 10, because this is where this is probably the one where like people are going to end up struggling the most because of just how like high the difficulty is for stage 10. Like realistically, I went in with my normal setup, which is with Fairy Stars. I went in with my Coliseum setup, okay? This is pretty much my default setup all the time. So this was the setup that I ended up going with the first time, and I was able to beat it, but like I would die twice and I'd be like on my last life, and I'm just like, oh snap, like that doesn't even happen to me in Coliseum yet, and I'm in tier 15. So it's just like, whew, these are actually kind of difficult. It kind of scared me for a second. I had to like wipe myself off, wipe my sweat off and everything. But anyways, like this was the original setup I went with, and I was able to beat it. And just for further reference, like my HD Vanitas has extra attack. Like I have a perfect copy medal for that. But he's there mainly for the extra attack in this setup. Everything else doesn't really have any specific traits to be aware of, except for HD Shion, who has the ground defense. But other than that, the rest don't have any notable traits to be aware of. But this setup ended up working for me, okay? However, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we are talking about turtle strategies, okay? So, after I beat it, I became curious, like, you know, for fun and out of curiosity, I wonder if I can just full-blown, like, use a turtle strategy to just beat this level. I'm really curious, because I know a lot of you guys aren't going to be able to beat this level the same way I did just first try with like a setup like mine, okay? Because you don't have the same medals, you might not have Kyrie X or something. So I was kind of curious whether or not the turtle strategy was going to work, so that way it might give you guys a little bit more breathing room as to like beat this level. So I went ahead and figured stuff out. So I ended up using the counterpoint. So in my original run through, okay, of the turtle strategy, here's what I want to show you guys. So obviously the whole point of this stage is to defeat 7 more enemies, so that way you can get the booster, the upright booster that we're getting from this whole event, okay? And this is what I gotta say, okay? All these guys are tough, all right? But the strongest and toughest out of all of them that you have to be aware of is the spider guy over here. He is by far the hardest. And for multiple reasons. Okay, one, he has like a ridiculously high amount of HP. He has over 2,000 HP. He's level 1,500. Okay, so he has a ridiculous defense and whatnot. And he can easily one-shot you. He has like 2 different moves. One where he like hangs by his web and like hits you, and then the second one where he like just shoots out his spider people at you. That one can kill you if you don't have the right type of setup. And the third thing that makes him difficult is that he applies status effects on you, and it's always paralyzed or asleep, which is super freaking annoying. So, but the sleep is what kills you if you're not ready for it. So that's what we're gonna end up like working around. Now that I've kind of like introduced him, let me get into like the actual strategy and whatnot for beating this. Presumably, as long as you can beat the spider guy, this turtle setup will work for the rest of the stage, okay? Because he's by far the strongest, so it would only make sense. And if for some reason you end up copying my stuff, like T for T, you end up copying my strategy and whatnot, and it doesn't beat the rest of the level for whatever reason, go ahead, let me know. And like, I would love, like, just out of curiosity, I would love to see what works for you guys and whatnot. But let me show you this. Okay, so where is it? I used the counterpoint for this. So this was my original setup, and I actually posted a video on Twitter and Facebook showing a video of me actually being the spider using this setup. It might be on screen already, just kind of showing you and whatnot. But let me show you the original setup, and then I'll break it down into a simpler means for you. So this was the original setup I used. So I have Kyrie X, I have a copy metal. Let me do this. I have a copy metal. I have my Vanitas, who has extra attack and the minus ground defense traits. I have HPO, who has extra attack. I have Naminé, who has the minus ground defense. And then I'm using Chicken Little as my friend metal, who also has extra attack and aerial enemy defense. But he has extra attack. That's the main thing you want to be aware of. My Chicken Little has extra attack. So when it came to what friend metal I was using, I ended up using one of my friend's HT's Zexion friend metals. And the main thing to be aware of about his friend metal is that I was using Anthony's. Is that his HT Zexion, if it'll pop up, there we go. His HT Zexion has extra attack on it. That's the main thing to be aware of. It has extra attack. Okay. So, when you're looking at all this, I have by far, I'm legitimately going full-blown turtle strategy over here. I have -7 general strength debuff, okay? As well as I have capped out my general defense buff and my general attribute buffs, okay? Plus I'm debuffing his defense, and I'm increasing my strength. Like, I'm literally full-blown going turtle strategy over here, and I killed him. And this setup right here ended up working for me. All right, it took a really long time though. It took me like half an hour or longer to like let it kill him, because he does over 2,000 HP, but it killed him. Okay, even though I have this, you need to be aware too that you still need a really good defense skill on one of your medals in order for this to work in the first place, because you will still be, even with all the debuffs and buffs that you can have, you will still die if you don't have a defense skill, like a decent defense skill on one of your medals. So like, for example, on my Chicken Little, I have defense boost 3 max. This ended up saving me the most, okay? Now, on my HPO, I just recently put defense boost 4 on him too. The defense boost 4 did come in handy. Like, it activated and stuff, which obviously let me live. But upon further testing, I found out that I don't actually need defense boost 4 as long as I had the defense boost 3 max. And upon even more further testing, this is what I found out actually is required in order to get past the level. So when it comes down to it, after I started messing around a little bit and such, this is what I actually found out, okay? As long as you can use Chicken Little at least twice, and you can use HT Zexion at least twice, okay? He has extra attack. You can survive the boss, okay? The spider boss. Okay, so going back to what I was saying about the spider, okay? The spider guy, the main thing that ended up killing me the most when I was trying to test out what works and not is the sleep. The sleep is by far the most deadly, because he will skip the first 4 medals in your setup. He'll just straight up skip them. So what you have to keep in mind when you're using this setup is you need your friend medal to be an HT Zexion or Chicken Little, and you need your 5th and 6th slot to be HT Zexion or Chicken Little, and copy medals and whatnot, like some combination of those 3. Within the last 3 slots, you need to try and be able to get both Chicken Little and HT Zexion to pop off twice each. Okay, that's the goal. That is by far the safest way and guaranteed sure way to live, and of course, assuming that one of your 2 medals has a decent defense skill on it as well. Okay, you want to keep that in mind. And as long as you can have that, you can have the rest of your setup on your Keyblade just be like a normal setup, like normal damage metals and whatnot. So like you can see here, like on my setup right here, because of the fact that my Chicken Little has extra attack, and that my friend's HD Zexion also has extra attack, I'm able to afford having 3 full-blown really strong metals right here on my Keyblade to just do damage while those two like help me survive. So obviously the main problem that I'll probably come across for you guys who want to try and employ this strategy is the fact that, well, obviously a lot of you guys might not have the extra attack, okay? So it ends up being a little bit riskier for you guys. However, it's still possible, but like I said, it's just riskier, okay? So this is what you guys want to try end up doing if you don't have extra attack on either one, okay? Like if you don't have extra attack on HD Zexion or Chicken Little, either one. Alright, so just pretend that my HD Zexion that I'm using for my friend and my Chicken Little do not have extra attack. Just pretend that for a second, okay? You can still end up just copying them like normal and such for the most part. So like I'll put Chicken Little here, and then I need another copy metal. So this ends up doing along the same thing as what I was using, okay? Obviously, besides the fact that they don't have, just pretending they don't have extra attack, okay? So you can still do something like this, where you can have a copy metal, copy Chicken Little, and then you can have another copy metal, copy a friend's HD Zexion, or you can do vice versa. You could have a copy, like depending, like let's say you wanted to use a Diamond Dust or something, for example. You can have HD Vanitas, copy your HD Zexion, then have an HD Nominee, copy a friend's Chicken Little, whatever works, okay? The whole point is to get Chicken Little and HD Zexion to both pop off twice, okay? That's the key thing, and assuming as well that one of your metals has a decent defense skill on it. You might need 2 defense skills, like having a max defense skill and then like a defense boost 4 on like one of your metals each isn't a bad idea either, especially if you don't have defense boost 3 max. That would probably be your best bet right there. So going back to what I said before about sleep, okay? So when it comes to making sure, like trying to guarantee that your turtle strategy ends up working correctly, you need to make sure at all costs, like I said before, that your Chicken Little and your HD Zexion go off twice each, okay? However, here becomes the problem. If you don't have extra tech on at least one of those 2 metals, whenever the spider ends up using sleep on you, he's going to end up skipping your first 4 metals, which means he's going to end up skipping one of your copy metals that copies your HD Zexion or your Chicken Little, and that becomes a problem. And unfortunately, the only real way I can suggest going about avoiding that is, like, you kind of have to have legitimate defense skills at that point. All right, so I'm actually gonna go into it because I want to like actually show you guys why this works and stuff, instead of just talking about it and such. So as of right now, I'm just gonna use the one that I have. So we'll use Anthony just to help make it go faster and show you guys. Okay. So we're in the stage. We're gonna go to the spider guy. Blip, blip, blip. All right, look at this. Okay, I'm having it go off. Okay, you can pretty much ignore like most of my setup. It's just the Chicken Little and Zexion you want to like pay attention to. Okay. I'm using this setup just to help kill him faster, so like this video goes by faster. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Okay, actually no, not yet. So we're applying damage, blah blah blah. I'm murdering the crap out of him. Yay. All right, that's cool. All right, so here we go. Okay, we're getting Chicken Little. He applies debuffs, okay. Now, one thing that probably a lot of you guys may not remember or probably completely forgot about is the fact that Chicken Little actually adds counters. And against the spider guy, that ends up becoming super relevant. Because, like, you don't want to die. Like getting the counters down to 0 will, like, he will deal a lot of damage to you. So not only does he debuff, he heals you too, so in case he does do damage to you, he heals you, and he adds counters. Okay, so back to what I was saying before. When he puts you to sleep, he ends up skipping your first 4 metals. All right, so what that means is that he's damaged you. And if you happen to have, like, let's say HPO within your first 4 medals or something, you don't have any of those defense either, okay? The only medal that you had to help with your defense is HD Zexion, and HD Zexion only gives you attribute defense. He doesn't give you any general defense buffs. So having the heals from Chicken Little ends up being super relevant in this case. On top of being able to add counters, because that means the counters will add on to him, which makes it so that when you do use HD Zexion, who does not add counters, they end up canceling out, okay? So that's one of the really cool and like really good aspects when it comes to the strategy as well. Okay, so we're gonna continue on just so you can actually see it in effect. All right, so here's okay. So we're coming down to it, and here's something you want to keep in mind. Okay, so we're about to finish the entire cycle of the Keyblade, and watch what happens. All right, so right here. All right, cool. So. Yeah, so this first time he does kill me, okay? And this should be the only time that he should kill you, okay? Because here's the reason why. The only reason why he kills me the first time for this setup is because of the fact that HD Zexion, he provides PSM defense for 2 tiers, okay? And he did it twice, so I got 4 tiers. And the reason why it killed me, even though I gave him -6 general strength debuff, is because of the fact I didn't have enough defense. However, the whole reason why this strategy works is because of the fact that HD Zexion actually applies the defense buffs for 2 turns. So right now we currently still have those +4 attribute buffs. And now when we go through a second run through, and I'm gonna have it play through so you can see it. As we go through a second run-through of the setup, we'll end up having capped out our attribute buffs at +7 attribute defense buffs. And after we have achieved that, that is when we start surviving. Alright, so here we go. So we're going through it again. So we have -6. After this, we'll have -6 general strength debuff. And we'll have +7 attribute defense buffs. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. Now, at this point in time, we should live. See, now at this point we live, okay? We don't have to worry about not... Look, okay, he even applied the sleep. See, you see what I mean? He skips your first 4 medals regardless of where you have, okay? Chicken Little heals me and gives me counters, okay? That's straight up value right there. On top of it, he's still applying the debuffs and doing a little bit of damage here and there. And HD Zik, it's just so good, okay? And even better, because of the fact that HD Zexion... I'm gonna stop this, okay? So even better, because of the fact that HD Zexion does more damage when your gauges are full, that means that he's able to do the most damage he can do because of the fact that Chicken Little also restores 4 gauges, okay? And because you're using him at least twice, that means you're going to restore 8 gauges. That's a lot of gauges, okay? Especially if you're using other medals like HD Carrier and stuff like that who already restore gauges. If you're using copy medals who might use 0 gauges or only 2 if you're using the key or copy medals and stuff like that. Like this strategy right here, Chicken Little and then HD Zexion, that right there is just ridiculously good. Like, this could easily start becoming the new turtle strat. Or strategy, whatever you want to call it, okay? Like, we're probably entering an era at this point where HPO might no longer be necessary in order to use the turtle strategy anymore. And that to me, in my opinion, is really cool and really exciting. And I can't wait to see, like, what other stuff I can come up with or you guys can come up with. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit. Oh, actually, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and like have this run through the rest of the setup and stuff because I know it works. I posted a video of like the full-blown turtle strategy without the damage medals on my Twitter and Facebook as well. So if you want to go ahead and watch that, you can see that it works too. I'm pretty showed it sometime in this video already anyways. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I just want to go over that for you. I thought it was really cool, really interesting, and I hope that ends up working for you guys as well. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe and hit that bell button. It's the best way to know when I upload a video. As well as feel free to join my Discord. I have the link in the description below. I'm trying to end up communicating with you guys as much as possible, and I actually end up talking about some strategies and stuff that I end up using that I show in videos like this before I end up like making videos. Sometimes I don't even post any videos at all. I just talk about it on like Discord or Twitter and whatnot. So go ahead and feel free to check that out. But other than that, that's it for today, guys. My name is Brian for Kingdom Hearts U Cross Nation, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.